Hey, people, welcome to your place for news, sports, entertainment, Fire Optics podcast. I'm your host, Ken Say. Over down here, we got my man, James.
What's going on, family? Make sure to like, subscribe, leave your comments, and the notification bell.
Dang right. Rishi was popping.
Namaste, motherfuckers.
And Daniel, what's up with you, man?
Nothing. Another good day.
So thankfully, this was a slow-ish news kind of week. Nothing terrible popped off. So we have the opportunity to start off the show this week with a little entertainment because that seemed to be the wave of the day. The gentleman told me last Saturday, the gentleman on this show that is, you need to check out Judas, the Black Messiah. And I was like, yeah, definitely, I'll get to it. Now, they tricked me the last time, ladies and gentlemen. They told me to watch that. They told me the Nate Parker movie. Which one was it, James?
Oh, American Skin?
They told me it was fire.
I can't let you bring that down, man. That was a good movie.
Whoa. But see, this is the thing, though. They told me it was fire. It started off hot, but then it kind of it fizzled out towards the end for me. This one, I would have to admit, fire throughout. It's getting a lot of acclaims, as it should. The acting was great. So before we dive all the way in, just your first impressions of the film, and then I'll hit some tidbits here and there about some specifics and some things that I'm hearing. But for me personally, I'm definitely going to watch it again. It may end up being a classic in my eyes. It may hit that level once I digest it a little bit more. But what say you, gentlemen?
I thought the movie was amazing. I thought Daniel Kaluuya was amazing. I thought Lakeith Stanfield was amazing.
Is it better than WandaVision?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can't compare the two. Like that's
I'm messing with you, Daniel. Don't let me mess up your flow. I had to.
I see Daniel Kaluuya in a whole different light. I see Lakeith Stanfield in a whole different light. Everybody, I mean, not just them. Everybody else that was in the movie did a great job in that movie. I wasn't disappointed. Usually in most movies, like I don't like the whole movie through and through. I like this movie through and through.
I agree.
Good acting.
We'll save the best for last.
Wait, you want me to say something about it? Okay. Here's one thing I'll say about this movie. It doesn't encapsulate the fact that he was so young. He was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 when he got murdered. There are no actors that are at that age that can pull that off, except for Daniel. But he's 30 something, whatever he is.
Did y'all Google Did y'all Google actually what he looked like?
Mm-hmm. Of course, I mean I've seen Fred Hampton over the years.
So. He's been.
I got a T-shirt with him on it, so.
Yeah, I know all about it, but he's like he was so young, man.
But homie had the old man like. There's some dudes from back in the day that got the old school face. Homie has the old school face. Like. Yeah. Real. Let's keep it 100. Before you heard through in the movie that he was 21 when he died, you weren't thinking that about him in real life. I know I wasn't. I in my mind envisioned that Fred Hampton died when he was 21. Whenever I saw that dude like in old pictures and just reading about him, like it always seemed to me like I'm looking at somebody that's mid to late 20s.
His mind was.
That's what he looked like to me personally.
Mine was like in the 70s. He's just that smart. But I knew that he was young, but people need to understand that he was the youth of that time. He wasn't our age. He's younger than us. Mm-hmm.
Before we get into our specifics, though, what was your baseline? How'd you feel about the movie? Because I want to do the baseline feel first, and then we'll get into some more specifics.
It fits the narrative of what's happening right now, and it's true, and it's scary. History repeats itself.
Wait, hold on. Let me make it easier. Man, was the movie good, Rishi?
I loved it. It was good, but it was.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It was a great movie. I think everyone should watch it.
There we go. James, what about you?
No, it was an amazing movie, man. A lot of symbolisms. We'll get into it later. But I thought it was um, it it didn't feel long at all. It felt like, man, history, the truth about history, and you know, um, some great details about it. So we'll get into it. But it was a great movie.
So one thing that I'm not gonna sit here and compare this to American Skin. That's not my intent. But the only way I can really articulate this is by just making this one comparison. American Skin did a pretty good job of developing its major characters, not so much its secondary characters besides your boy from what's his name, Tyreek, the light skinned dude from Stars. I forgot the name of the show. I didn't even watch the show. Power, the guy from Power.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in that movie, he was the only one outside of our main characters that you really felt like, okay, I kind of know who he is. I thought they did a great job in this movie. You honestly felt as though you personally got enough of like 7, 8 different characters. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the people in his crew, like the major players, the 5 major people.
His girl.
His girl definitely shine through. So what I'm saying is, so when it goes through the movie and you have these events happen where these characters take certain action towards the police or end up in specific situations where they have to retaliate, it resonated so much more because it's like, okay, based on the information that they gave me about him and the vibe that was going on, this is what that nigga would have done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did an excellent job of setting up everything and personalizing the members of the Black Panther Party in a very authentic way. That's
Human way.
yeah. What do you want to add, Daniel?
No, in a very human way. They
Yeah.
made them real people, especially crazy. What was it, Crazy Bill, or was it just Bill?
Call him the snitch that whacked himself.
Yeah.
You wanna call-
Yeah.
Something, Bill.
He was just a man who didn't want to go to jail, man.
Wild
That
Bill.
was- Huh?
Wild
He
Bill.
was just a man who was stuck in a hard place and didn't want to go to jail. That's
That's called leverage.
yeah.
You with the leverage.
I mean, well, he had no leverage. It was basically the other dude had leverage on him. But listen, since you brought that up, Daniel, Lakeith Stanfield and the director, the way they set it up so that you, the audience, can tell, damn, y'all should know he's the snitch right now. You know, those moments where they had in there where he's fumbling and stumbling and you're just in your head, like, as the audience member, oh, okay, y'all should be able to. They did a great job of balancing it out so it made sense that they didn't figure out who he was, but that we're getting like this different perspective where he's acting all nervous and all this and that. And so it really intensified everything for the audience as well. I love the way they did that. What are you gonna say, Rishi? My bad.
No, I was just gonna say that I think he's a good actor, but it made it seem like they didn't know what was going on, and I think that he made it kind of obvious sometimes. Like when you're that nervous, if you're a smart dude, you can tell when a snitch is a snitch. I mean, I think I've never actually experienced that, but it looked like it was. He could have. I mean, when he was acting like all nervous and stuff, I thought that they would have smoked him out.
Well, they almost smoked him out. If you remember, what was it when
He hijacked the car. He had started the car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
he hijacked the
Yeah.
car, but then when they went to go meet with the Crowns and one of the guys, let me tell you something. My boy came in and backslapped him and said, "You better know better not to talk." I was like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah. That's how you check a dude, man. You can't. Oh God, man. But now he got blown. He almost got blown out right there. That's almost the time.
The girl that was driving and the other guy behind him. Yeah.
Yep.
But not to confuse those scenes, but that's another great point, Daniel. I love the way the director and they set it up because I saw the director do an interview before I go too deep into it. We got to jump into this conversation. For those of you out in the world who are upset that the film was brought to you from the perspective of the snitch and Fred Hampton, the name of the damn movie is Judas and the Black Messiah. So
True.
whoever was out here thinking you were going to get the Black Panther documentary movie or the look at the title, y'all. Like sometimes we want things to be what we want them to be, and not what the film is actually telling you is going to be about. Okay,
that's what Daniel was saying. It's a very human film. Like it's human shit, human nature. Like he's exactly human.
Man, I'll come to you 1 second, James. I know you're about to say something.
People didn't see the message in the movie.
What's up? Go ahead.
Yeah, people didn't understand the message of the movie. The title, like you said, was showcasing the message that they were saying, right? The real Messiah, he got done in by a snitch. You see what I'm saying? They connecting that group of people to us through this movie, talking about this is the repetitive action that we face in our communities is we keep getting brought down by our own people.
Okay.
And if you look at it, clearly this dude killed himself the same way Judas did with the real Messiah. He hung himself from a tree. This dude killed himself. So they parallel it saying, hey, you need to wake up. FBI, there's nobody who can get intelligence on anybody that's somebody snitching. And so the biggest thing to take away from this is that what they was trying to do would have won. We wouldn't be in the position we are now if that snitch wasn't there, right? And so if you want to get to that end state or to that goal, like I said before, a long time ago when we started this podcast, we got to move in silence, but we also got to understand, hey, we got to vet our people harder than we go against our oppressors to make sure that we win. So great symbolisms through the movie. Anybody who's expecting it to be, I didn't take it as, they're showing this as a snitch and we always getting viewed this way and stuff like that. I was taking it as, hey, you're going to have a chance very soon to do something to win. Don't let this be the end result. Don't let this be why you lose.
So let me, there's going to be two major things I want to bring up right now. I saw an interview with the director. I think he was on the Breakfast Club. So shout out to them for asking the right questions. And he said, okay, at Warner Brothers, there's a high exec, okay, who's a Black woman. He's like, that's the only reason why this film got made in the first place. Is because there's and she's been trying to make this film for the last 10 years. And he was like, yo, when you're trying to get funding for something, if he was like, you think I'm the first person to try to get a Black Panther kind of movie done? No, when you come to these execs and it's just Black Panther, or the premise of it is Black Panther, they're like, no. So for all you people who are sitting here complaining about, okay, it was focused on more character based on the snitch, and that's the only way he could get the movie done. He had to come with that Black exec to Warner Brothers and say, okay, here's the script based on Judas and the Black Messiah within this, within this environment of the Black Panther. And they're like, oh, okay, that story is so well told out. And so that story you have between Judas and Fred Hampton is so well played out. Okay, we can let this movie fly. So that's how you get the movie in the first place. So before people don't go off the deep end. And the director said this doesn't have to be the end of this movie series. This could be the beginning. Now I can do a spinoff specifically on Fred Hampton and what led him to become a Black Panther and detail his life. Now we can do a spinoff maybe on Angela Davis, or you gotta have that movie that gets the executives of these major labels or major studios to say, okay, we can put some money behind that because that's the template. And now, okay, you showed us this is the Black Panther of Black Panthers per se. Sorry to say it like that, but okay, we see it works. We see the people gravitating towards it. It's getting all this hype. All right, we'll throw some money behind your next project where you want to go into further of his life. So let's take it in steps, people. That's first off. Second off, a lot of people were saying, how do y'all feel about this? That the movie made O'Neal look like an anti-hero, or made him look like made us feel sympathetic for him and all this stuff. Now, here's my problem with James, here's the thing. I'm watching a intelligent black podcast talk about this movie, like 4-person panel. And one of them was actually a producer for the movie. So these are some prestigious people. And the guy who's giving his opinion on the movie is talking about what the New York Times and some other white people said about it. I'm like, I want to hear what you got to say about it. Why are you worried about critiquing that? That's our problem in the first place. You're giving credence to his opinion just by acknowledging that crap. No, I didn't. How did you feel about it? So, me personally, I thought they did an excellent job of making this dude look like a goofy, of making him look like he was super selfish, super I empathize with his plight, but I didn't sympathize at all. You know what I'm saying? I understood why it happened, when it happened, blah, blah, blah. But that didn't compel me to feel sorry for him. I'm just like, this bitch ass nigga's gonna be, I know how the movie's gonna end. You're gonna be a bitch ass nigga your whole life. I didn't even know he committed suicide. So when I heard that, I was like,
yeah, I didn't know before that movie either that he committed suicide.
Yeah. And James probably did the same thing just like this.
Anyways, that actor, his name is Jesse Plemons. He was on Breaking Bad. He was like the psycho kid that would just kill anyone for anything. He was that guy. Good actor.
I mean,
So what y'all think? Did it seem to you as though the movie kind of put O'Neal in a more glorified status than it should have? Or people bugging?
No, I mean it's the truth of what happened, you know.
Humans.
And to me, I think it was good the way they did it, because people are not talking about the real issue is that you had a government agency assassinate this dude and the tools they used to do it. You know, we're talking too much about whether this guy looked like what you call it, a sensitive or
like Fred Hampton, whether he was old enough and all that.
Yeah.
Political assassination.
You're like, you know, to me in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, where are we at when we're thinking about these specific things? And we're not thinking about, man, you know, this was the alphabet letter agencies that came in and did this for him. You know, nobody's talking about them poisoning this guy and killing him in his sleep. You know, at the age of 22, this guy dies. Like, you know, we have some real serious questions. How you want to give this family after 17 years, 1.8 million, you know, out of the 50 million that they asked for. And so you wonder why the country is where it is right now, you know? So to me, I was like, you know, I don't care about less what other people think. New York Times, Washington Post, fuck all them. You know what I'm saying? This needs to be a conversation that's between us, you know, leave them out of it. They can think whatever they want to think, because if another brother comes up and does the same thing will happen to him, because we'll have another brother that thinks and honors the views of these other adversaries, and we'll join them to bring that brother down. So to me, it was a great film. You know, he killed himself because he couldn't handle the pressure of what he did. He knew he was wrong.
Guilt got to him.
Guilt got to him.
And apparently he was still doing. So apparently the FBI never let him go. He kept using him.
That's cold blooded, right there.
Yeah.
That's what you get for truth.
You on what do you call it? When they put you somewhere and what's it called when you're like you're deep in it, like with the mob?
No, I mean, I don't think he was. Nah, he can't say he's undercover.
No, but he undercover. But he was
not undercover. I know what Richie's talking about. He's talking about when you're basically an informant and they gotta tuck you away somewhere where people don't know who you
protection.
Oh, yes. Witness. Yeah.
I couldn't even figure that. Yeah, the words. Yeah, James said it.
Yeah, they do want witness protection, man. Nobody's going after that dude, man. You know,
What?
this you fucked up by going after your own people in the beginning of the movie, trying to steal a car from your own people, and that led to this downward spiral. And so,
And
It-
that part, I'm sorry, that part when my boy said the badger's stronger than the gun, I was like, God, dog.
a lot
I
of
was like,
symbolism
God,
in
dog.
this movie, man.
and I love how the movie had the, F, the CIA agent, or excuse me, FBI agent, whoever he was for COINTELPRO, the white dude, his line of questioning to kind of feel out O'Neill's character. So what did you think about Malcolm X? I don't know. What about Martin Luther King? Well,
Jesse
and
Plemons,
then
that's his
he
name.
said, oh, this is the right one, right? I love that. That's how they feel y'all out, man. That's it. Hey, they're gonna send out, and if it hadn't have been for if that wouldn't have worked, if they really wanted you, then they're gonna send a woman. That's how they always do. But before we move on to, I want to talk about favorite parts of the movie. Rishi, I was thinking of something because you seem to me that you may like this type of movie. I'm not going to tell you what movie I'm talking about. Daniel, you too, maybe. I don't know if James is really in this genre like that. But when they had the head of COINTELPRO, I forgot his name, I forgot who played him. Martin Sheen, not Martin Sheen. Who's the father? One of the Sheens.
Oh, the guy that was in West Wing.
Yes. So whenever they had him in that large room where they got all the stadium seating and everybody's looking, what movie did that remind you of? If you think about it,
I'm thinking, but I don't know. Tell me.
you don't know. James, you got a clue? What about you, Dan?
Mm-mm.
Star Wars. When
Oh,
you always got the
Emperor Palpatine? He's Palpatine?
yeah, that dude, you didn't get those Palpatine vibes off. I was like,
And the way especially the way they did his makeup, he looked Palpatine-ish.
the whole vibe of the light being down there and it's just beyond what you can see in the audience of that. I was like, yo, they're trying to
Good catch.
the evil empire vibe right now, and I like it.
Good
That's
catch.
what
That was a good catch. You're right.
I think they were trying to be real slick and slide that in there, like, you know, an extra nudge. Like, look how, yeah, that's how evil these mother suckers are.
Yeah.
You know what was what you call it? What was crazy about that scene was there's no black FBI people in the room. You know, no, it's just straight white. And, you know, it was just like it was ill to look at. You know what I'm saying? How organized they were to come after to come after us, you know. But another thing I want to mention is I wish when you were saying he was reaching for Warner Brothers help, I wish he would have did a Spike Lee move, you know, and reached out to these, you know, African Americans that got money like that. You know what I'm saying? You got a studio with what's his name, Tyler Perry, so you can make the film. You know, you just need the money to produce it and get the props and everything. It's hard nowadays.
So he said he went out to a Warner Brothers was the only studio that said yes, but he went out to a bunch of studios, and I'm not sure, James, if it was a matter of the budget, because I know this was he specifically said the amount. I don't know if it was in the 80 millions or something like that, or 100 millions, but as it pertains to the budget, I don't think it was a low budget film, which made him had to go to some of the major studios. I have to go look at that interview again, but I have to give him this credit for saying this, or give Warner Brothers credit for what he said. He said Warner Brothers shocked him because he was like, they didn't hold anything back. He was like, I thought they were going to be looking over my shoulder, you know, let's change this scene here, blah, blah, blah there. He was like, they never did that.
Don't get it twisted. They know how to monetize this shit.
And you know, but you know who was over his shoulder the whole time? Every day on the set, Fred Hampton Jr. And his mom came at least, he said she was there, you know, once a week, once every couple of weeks, something like that. But Fred Hampton Jr. was on that mother sucker every day. And he was like, sometimes you know, we had to take heed to what he was saying, and we had to change some stuff around. And then sometimes he had to suck it up and be like, dang, they can't change this, even though I wanted to be changed. They can't change this just because of how the movie industry works. And maybe you've already cut this film. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's technical stuff where you can't go back. And
Right.
so they had to have that give and take though throughout the whole time. So I really felt good about the feeling that I got from this movie, knowing that the dude's son was so involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
but what were y'all's favorite parts of the movie?
God, man.
Not all at once.
For me, it was just I think that he got Fred Hampton's voice and his kind of aggression perfectly. But which is also why I go back to the part where I think that people need to realize he was 19, 20, 21. He was a young dude. He was young. He had the old man face, like you say, Ken, but still, he was a young dude. These guys are all geniuses. The ones that got killed in California at Berkeley, geniuses. This fucking guy, Fred Hampton, genius. And he was a young kid. So the kids have this power, man. They just need to know they have it. That's my 2 cents.
She ain't gonna answer none of my damn questions tonight, y'all.
Hey, what you
I
asking?
got 2 favorite scenes actually. So when he got out of jail, they took him back to the headquarters and they rebuilt it.
Yeah, that was cool.
And you saw all the all the gangs and the families come together to help rebuild it. That was
Did the white gang come to help rebuild?
no, hell no.
That part was
Okay, I didn't think I saw him, but I was like, maybe I was just okay.
Okay. Let me go back, James. I'm going to go back, rewind. That part where he had to kind of get people together from different coalitions,
Mm-hmm.
the white dudes. That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There are other groups of folks that had similar intentions, but they just had to get along and all this and that.
They weren't going to join him because he was black.
Well, I was surprised that they had the white people, the white West Virginian people joining.
I thought they did join. I thought they. Yeah.
Joined.
I'm just saying, I was surprised that I didn't know that happened.
I didn't
know about them. I had to do a project in college on the Black Panthers, and I knew that they had a Latino affiliation, an Asian affiliation, but I had never heard of from that specific realm in Chicago. But it's not out of the a possibility, because one thing that I think the movie did a great job of, and I heard some people criticizing, like, this brother that actually knew Fred Hampton, and they were like, Daniel, the actor did a great job, but he didn't show how loving of a guy that Fred Hampton was. He was always smiling. He was always, I'm like, yo, you weren't with that Negro when he laid down in bed at night with his wife or with his girl, or when everybody left. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were like that. It's not for me, but I got the sense that he wasn't as militant as his cohorts from that movie. Like, I got a sense of love from him. Like that time where that scene where the head of the gang tries to give him all that money, and he's like, "Oh man, let's do this for let's build a hospital and name it after Maker or the guy that killed the cops or whatnot." Winner.
And the season too.
So it's like, y'all looking a little bit too, I don't know, man. I genuine kind of vibe from his character. Like I said, he didn't seem super militant to me. My favorite scene was actually the one where he sat down with homie that killed the cops, when he sat down with his mother. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays where you got cops shooting kids and then the mama come up on TV and apologize and say, can't we all get along and all that crap? And I just love the message that and the strength that she showed, like, to be able to contextualize the situation. And no, I'm not going to devilize my baby because I know how foul these people really are. And he got caught up in this mess, but that wasn't the man he was. And I felt like that message right there was one of the most powerful messages of the movie that was like directly spoon-fed. The audience could take and be like, okay, they're obviously not, subconsciously, okay, that's not just about him, that's just about all of them. And so I really love that and how it connected with him. I hate to, James need to be the one to say this. I don't want to get fired from my job, but I had a problem in American Skin. Didn't do what they needed to do. In this movie, people did what they needed to do, James. People did what they needed to do. And they took L's for it. They took L's like they were supposed to. But that's the point. They knew they were going to take an L. It's okay. It is what it is, man. But I can't let that ride. No, you're boxing up my people inside here. You're handcuffing them all inside this store. Like, yo, what are you doing? Or you trying to get? No, I'm not. Like, okay, like you're about what you said you were.
Yep.
That was my thing. And
then
they followed through with their actions. And I was like, hallelujah in my mind. But I didn't say anything specific, did I?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with you 100%, man. It's about time we get back to that.
Okay. Dang, I don't want to say it. Talk about it, James. Talk about the part where he looked over the dude and the dude was saying, I'm sorry. Oh, Lord.
Oh, no. Boy. I mean, no.
I know me and James both had the same reaction. Like a... I was about to say like this, goddamn. It wasn't because he immediately got shot after that particular thing. So it's not like there was some kind of victory and he gets to walk around and strut about it and all that. He definitely immediately got clapped. But man, they don't let us do that in movies. They don't let you sit there and they always do it to us, excuse me. We're all laying on the ground. Please, God, no, please spare them. What it was saying or whatever. And they buck us real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was very powerful for them to see the other side of that. And I'm going to be interested in hearing what people feel about that. But Daniel, favorite part of the movie?
Oh, God.
James, y'all hired?
When he went to the Crown's headquarters to talk to the leader, and they was like, "Hey man, you already sitting here doing all this stuff," and he just came there, used his words to diffuse the whole situation. He's like, "Look, brother, the FBI already got," the way he diffused that whole situation. And then when my old boy, when he gave him the rifle, and I think this is not done, they don't do this no more, but before he walked out of the building, my boy said, "Let me get that gun from you." Like,
yeah,
you won't. Yes,
you
like you're not gonna go down. I'll go down for you, but you're not gonna go down for this. That's like that's scene right there. That was one of the best parts of the movie.
I agree. That was a great scene, and you know what it reminded me of? I'm not sure if this is even actually a decent connection, but if you recall in the Rodney King stuff, when people started getting together again, because it was, like your B's and C's, GDs, all getting together because of a shared loss. And I think that when he was able to get everyone on the same page, that was amazing.
And beyond the movie, guys, because those are our favorite scenes. When I get back to my school, I'm going to get a poster, a long one, of the Black Panthers feeding children in the lunchroom, and I'm going to put it on in the cafeteria. Not just for Black History Month. It's going to be up there all year long.
Nice.
Even in the summertime. I'm going to tell my principal, oh, this needs to be done, because if it wasn't for these people, this program wouldn't happen. That's one thing that a lot of teachers I know, a lot of white teachers, I want them to watch this movie and be like, you realize this is who got it popping for the WIC, woman, infant, child, shots and all that kind of stuff. They were the ones in Chicago giving out sickle cell shots and all that kind of stuff. They were the ones who were on the health side of the game, on the nutrition side of the game. And if you hear people from back then talk about it, they're like, I remember being, Chuck D did an interview. He was like, I remember being in the in their lunch program. Like, yeah, like that was a real thing. That wasn't just for the movies. That was real. Like we used to, it wasn't Chuck D, I apologize, it was somebody else. But it was a brother around Chuck these days just articulating the fact that no, these dudes actually did this. Like I went there for years, plural. Like this wasn't some game or whatever. And they deserve their respect. They deserve to have their mural, their poster, whatever, should be in every cafeteria, even in Utah. Because without them, that program wouldn't even exist, straight up. So beyond this movie, what are some of the things you want? What do you think the outcome of the movie is going to be? Is this going to be something that kind of helps shift the culture a little bit and acceptance of Black Panther and all this kind of thing, and Fred Hampton? Like, where you guys see it going from here?
James?
I mean, you can go ahead, Daniel?
Well, he said outside of the movie, I hope that people actually watch the movie. Maybe we can get this started back up again. Maybe we can like actually come together, because I feel like as in the past it was trying to get done. I feel like now it can probably be done if we try to do it.
I'm with Daniel on that. You guys know it.
Wait, get what done? Get together with who?
Just get together with us. Yeah.
Optimism, collaboration.
I'm just trying to be optimistic. Yep. I'm just trying to be optimistic. Just like maybe, maybe it can happen again.
What about you, Reese? Where this movie gonna take us from here? What can we get out of this movie for the future?
Well, it's going to educate a lot of young people that didn't even know who Fred Hampton was.
Because I got educated when I watched the movie. It did tell me a lot. So
I mean,
and there was a lot of people saying they didn't personalize Fred Hampton enough. Like, what the hell movie were y'all watching? like
he's a great actor.
What did y'all want to get some of his pubic hair in a microscope?
People didn't know about Newton, Huey P. So,
and Huey, they were all geniuses, man. They were really. They were at Berkeley, UCLA. They got in because on their merits, and they were kids. Mm-hmm. The Fred Hampton thing was fucked up the way it happened. On the Chicago side.
And go ahead, James. What you got to say about it?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, just looking at the reviews from a lot of people, especially from outside of the fence, we're still so divided. And unless we do this in silence, it's not gonna matter. They'll just come pluck off the leader. So we have a long way to go. So
because I agree with what you say, because here's the problem. Even if, let's say, instead of getting bitch slapped, the dude that was trying to go after O'Neal actually gets to take him outside and buck him down, they're still gonna get Fred Hampton, because they're just gonna find the next dude who's in a rough spot, who gets caught up in some. Because remember, that's how they got him. They did. It's not like they were after O'Neal themselves. He probably was just like, the specific kind of crime that's going on. If it happens, let me know. What happened?
I'll be right back.
Oh, you good? If this specific kind of crime is going on, let me know, and I'm shoot down there. And I just got a couple of things I want to ask them. And so they're gonna find their next guy. And in terms of nowadays, this is still going on. There's no way in the world that there's no spies inside of these different organizations. As a country, I know that they always talk about, Chinese spies and Russian spies being here. You don't think we have American spies all over the globe, people? Come on now. So intel, this kind of thing, that's a part of the game. I think the key is you can't let it be to a point where one or two spies can crumble your whole shit. There's got to be enough solidity at the foundation that it's not going to just take one or two people to make it crumble.
They're just really good at leveraging jail time and this and that to get what they want and to turn people into that.
Mm-hmm.
They're good at it. I mean, that's their job. That's all they do is they leverage sources. That's their biggest. That's what FBI does. They basically.
Sorry about that, fam.
Yeah, the FBI. I mean, that's the FBI is. I mean, they're trained to do it and they're good at it.
What was the question?
They're just like, why? How is the FBI able to, turn so many people? Not just in this, but in anything.
It's that prison. Nobody wants to go to prison.
Exactly.
It's
that's leverage that works.
They're connected to the judges. The judges are connected to the sentencing, and so, instead of a judge.
It wasn't a question down as much as I was saying that it's a cycle. It's repeated, but in the grand scheme of things, there's infiltration in all sorts of realms. They always talk about Chinese and Russian spies being over here, but damn well a million American spies overseas. So all this happens at a micro level and a macro level all over the world. But the reason why other organizations can overcome it is because they have a foundation and a solidity where one or two spoiled apples can't ruin a whole bunch, basically.
Oh, that's called a mafia.
So in terms of
Yakuza.
Hmm?
That's called the try and then Yakuza. I mean, that's the mafia can do that. They can vet everyone. Right.
And why and how do they do that? What do they always say? They take it back to where? The old country. That's how you get vet. You cannot be made unless they can trace your bloodline all the way back to the old country. And if any snitches or anything like that comes up, you don't make it. That's how they vet their dudes. I don't know if it's effective as it once was now, but that's how it used to go. And I was just going to make the point, maybe that's the problem with organizations like the Black Panther and organizations that we try to come up with, James. I don't know if it's as much as not being able to do things in secrecy as much as we do not have. If I'm in the Chinese mafia and I'm doing dirt, guess what? I got the Chinese, my country. I still got my country that's still at the end of the day, has my back. Same thing for Russian mob, same thing for Italian mob, same thing for a lot of these places. I'm not saying they have their back necessarily, but there's a foundation that's called my damn country. You know what I'm saying? What foundation do we have?
Yeah.
It's just like a fraternity I joined when I first joined the Army. You know what I'm saying? It had to be traced back to your father. He had to have been one. You know,
What's that called? That's called
I'll say that loud.
no. There's a word for it because
Why did he just daddy you?
I say you don't have to say it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
He virtually popped you.
No, like that.
I was gonna say well, not just that though, but I'll say the word later, I guess.
It's all good. So anyway, we felt great about this movie overall. I believe I would definitely let my children watch this movie sooner than later. Of course, the violence is something that needs to be addressed before you watch it with any child. I don't plan on letting them watch it at a bad age, but my daughter, when she's in middle school, actually, I'm not going to parent on this podcast because James is already going to let his kids watch it tomorrow. So it doesn't, me saying all that doesn't even mean anything.
You watched it with me.
Yeah, okay, what did your kids think though, for real?
No, I mean they had a lot of questions, and so to me, I don't hold back. This is my two older daughters. They're one's a college, one's about to be a senior. So to them, it was just what you call it, history that they kind of knew, but had a better understanding.
Right.
To my younger ones, they just had to understand where we come from. So I don't hold it back, because I don't want any influence. I want the influence of this movie to come from me, not from anybody else. And so I get into it early. I like, hey, they're 12 and 9. Hey, this is what's going on. This is why this is going on. This is what he represent. You know what I'm saying? So, they walking around the house like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I just don't think my 5-year-old is ready for that because this dude may literally go outside and smack somebody in the mouth. He should be on one sometimes, Daniel. Be on one sometimes.
Yeah, he might be a little young, but I think your daughter might be of age.
Yeah, I it's just, I don't know if I want to touch that pregnancy thing yet. That's all I want.
Oh, nah, man, I already did that already.
I'm gonna erase that from my brain.
I'm gonna have to have that talk anyway. So it's coming before she goes to middle school. It's
earlier the better, man.
Yeah. And she generally knows how we feel about a lot of. Never mind, we're not gonna make that this podcast.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next subject. What's next on the menu, brother?
Let's talk about this Biden thing real quick. Meddling with African countries, man, because they don't have gay right laws. What do you fellas think about that?
But when you say meddling, what exactly is he trying? Is he trying to do sanctions or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that, dog. That's a no for me, dog.
Kenya have rules like that too.
Yeah.
That's just they always have those.
India. Who are we to tell another country how they should govern their people? That's the only problem I got with it. Like, you got so much going on in America right now, and you got the energy and the time
and the audacity.
To worry about what somebody else is doing in their country, especially on a topic that doesn't even have any relevance to taking care of American people. If they don't want to honor what we honor, that's their country. I ain't paying no taxes over there. You ain't giving them no money. So what are you sanctioning them for?
You know what it sounds like? A diversion.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
What now?
It sounds like a diversion.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to get our eyes looking over here to not focus on the fact that we only got $1,200 in a year during this whole, and they're still talking about how much money we should get for the next stimmy. And you got countries like Australia and Canada and all this that have been getting $1,200 a month.
It's not only that.
Sounds like a diversion to me.
They're talking about they're going to lower the amount. Like if you make a certain amount of money a year, they're talking about bringing that down. So
that's what Republicans are trying to do. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
but this is how out of touch we are Everybody's worrying about the Trump impeachment, and this motherfucker didn't get impeached, and they put your stimmy on hold to do this motherfucker's impeachment. That's how close we are. We are so worried about the dumb shit.
Another distraction. I told you I wasn't about that Trump impeachment. I told you I wasn't feeling that. Another distraction.
Historically, distractions have worked. That's why they keep doing it.
You know,
and y'all fell for it.
Yeah, and I'm saying here, like, how are you going to put the need of American people behind impeaching this dude, and then you ain't even impeach him? I've lost all respect for our political parties. So
they're just human beings.
Oh, and that's what. Okay, let's go back. My initial response may have sounded a little harsh because I want it to be known. I am an ally to the gay community. If one of my kids ends up being gay, there's not going to be. I'm going to love them just the same, just straight up. That's what it's going to be in my house. Can't speak for everybody else. That's how I get down. However, I think it's more about nothing. Like James said, why are you going on the other side of the world to chastise these people about what they do in their country, and you don't even handle your business here? So when I gave that initial kind of disregard, it wasn't to disregard the gay community. It's to disregard the fact that you're trying to act like that is so important and so relevant right now, when in actuality, you're just trying to throw shade over there to keep us off your neck over here. So that I just want to make that clear.
Don't worry, Ken. They're not going to come after you with pitchforks. Don't worry.
I mean, it had nothing to do with the gay
community. We're popular. I don't know, man.
It had nothing to do with the gay community. It just has all to do with do your job, man. You know what I'm saying?
Anything not to do your job. Anything not to do their job.
You know what I'm saying? This is the problem I have with the government, man. Why are you so worried about everybody else? What is their rules on gay rights affecting Americans? That's all I want to know. What is their stance on gay rights? How is that affecting us over here? Because you're making it an issue is keeping money out of Americans' pockets. You're making it an issue is not getting COVID-19 under wraps. You're just being a busybody. You see what I'm saying?
Are you creating? Go ahead, Reese. My bad.
Sorry, it's a budgetary issue. Like, where do you allocate your resources? Why allocate resources to some things that are not as important as other things? That's what James is saying, I think.
And are you trying to do this not only as a distraction, but also to kind of, we know what sanctions do. They cripple the country. So economically, they can't sustain themselves. So then other countries come in and offer their goods and services for an interest that can never be paid. So we know how this game goes. That's what I see. I see it as being the long play.
I throw in my 2 cents. This all this happened because of the imperialism that happened in Africa, India, other places, and the reaction of the people, and it kind of affected the way that people saw the world that lived there. Even like 200 years after the fact, or 150 years for some places, 60 years for India. You know, like there was a base source of all of this, and that was imperialism. It was. Even down to the whole gay thing.
Yeah, I agree. Still don't mean why the fuck is he messing with him? 100 days in office, and you got the nerve to fuck with these motherfuckers. We got all this shit going on. Get to work. You work for us.
I don't understand why it even came up, because there's too much to do.
A distraction. I told you, Rishi. You know why? You know.
No, I'm saying I don't have to like it.
No, you definitely don't have to like it now, and hopefully we'll stop falling for it. But I don't know. What's the weekly WandaVision update, Daniel?
I mean,
Stop messing with that dude.
You want ready for that, man?
And stop. Okay, first of all,
Wait. Hold on. Let's wait. I just want to explain something real quick. This is the difference between great cinematography and y'all trying to make something great.
well, I ain't trying to make it great.
Hold on. I said, how was Judas and the Black Messiah? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, this part happened, that part happened. How was one division? Well,
that's because you two are haters. My position has evolved. You two are still haters on the show. The show has changed. Like,
no, talk about the show, gentlemen.
Well, like he said, the show is changing, and a little. It's
pretty deep.
It's deep, but like he said, it moves really slow.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do I need to change the question, James? Do I need to change the question?
It ramped up.
Episode 8 now.
3, 4, 5.
It ramped up a little bit though, but I mean, like, I enjoyed the episode.
What happened? That's all I'm asking.
Well.
Man, what are you asking me for? Just fucking watch it, Ken.
No, but okay. Oh, my God. Okay, James, what happened to Mandalorian? The season, not the season finale, but the one where Yoda was sleeping on a rock. What happened to that episode?
Oh man, all the dudes came down. He had killed against them, and he was trying to hold them off. And he was rushing to get to him, and the dude ended up getting him, and he took him back to the Dark Lord, and then and then he said, in the episode, it was badass. The hologram image, the hologram message.
Stop.
Okay, so that's how you want me to do. Okay, so it's like this. Old girl brother's in the picture. He's been a little butthole. So apparently she's having visions of her brothers being dead. So then as we go, Vision's walking around trying to figure out what's going on. So Vision's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go outside the thing. So he tries to go outside the thing, and it literally like rips him apart and tries to pull him back in. And then So Wanda's like, okay, I'm about to make this circle bigger. So she makes the circle like, see, you won't understand unless you watch it.
Yeah, James. And Ken.
I tried. I told you I was gonna try. I tried.
You just need to like just watch.
Whoa. This is the funny part. People watch this. Hey, how many episodes? Wait. Hold on, Rishi. I have a serious question. How many episodes are James and I gonna have to watch before we like it?
5, and it's only 30 minutes.
What in the world? You see what I'm talking about, people?
Oh man, no.
Episode 3, I think it starts getting really.
Yes, episode 3. Yes,
I watched episode 3.
I watched the first 20 minutes of that series, man. And
it was only like 20-something minutes. You should have finished it through.
James,
I was confused, man. I was like, what are they doing?
The critics keep saying it. The show still moves at a slower pace, but it gives you a lot of intel into the Marvel the Marvel universe, and if you like classic sitcoms, you'll really enjoy it. See, that's that. If I want to watch Full House, I'll turn to TBS.
Look, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like I will watch the series, and it felt like when I got to part 5, I would have to go back to part 1 to piece it together. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got to 6, I had to go back to 2. It felt like I had to keep going back and forth to compete, because that first series is confusing as fuck.
Did I tell you one thing? So it made more sense watching it backwards. I watched 5, 4, 3.
No, wait, hold on, Rishi. Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
No, you're not. Are you serious?
Because I was waiting for the fun stuff, so I went to the latest episode. But then it was actually good, and I watched the one before that.
Daniel,
that was pretty good.
The fact that he can do that is everything that's wrong with that show, man. Come on. This dude just said I watched the show backwards, and it made sense that way.
But you have to, because you're not gonna understand it in the beginning.
Well, I mean,
it may be
It's supposed to be confusing. That's why I think it's
exciting.
supposed to be confusing. It's the mystery. It's
Yeah.
the mystery what makes the show great.
Oh, so it's kind
To
of like
me.
that show that used to come on ABC, Lost. It's kind of like Lost.
I ain't never looked at Lost.
Okay.
Lost was good.
He was probably like 5 years old.
Lost wasn't bad, man. Lost was, it kept you trying. You had to think about, okay, how's he gonna get out of the cell? What is that?
I watched Lost until
How many
I got
seasons it
lost.
has?
Yeah. Huh?
How many seasons it has?
Too many.
Because
Yeah.
I gotta work my way through. I got my wife watching Dexter, so I'm working my way through Dexter, and then I probably get on Lost.
Good show.
I'm catching up on Fargo personally, the
Also-
one with Chris Rock,
Lost
which was good from the first episode.
Yeah.
Even other seasons without Chris Rock were good.
Lost was
Yeah,
like,
okay, so you saw that entire season,
I
Richie?
watched Fargo forever, man. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm watching the Chris Rock Fargos.
That turns it up.
You haven't watched that show?
No, I haven't gotten into
Y'all
it.
need to watch that. Y'all need to watch Fargo FX,
It's
the
called
latest season.
Yeah.
I'm only on episode 2, Richie, but I think it's fire.
Okay, I'll stop talking. But he's a gangster. That's motherfucker.
The last show.
And Snowfall. Oh, excuse me. My bad, James. Go ahead.
I said the last show I really got into was Billions. So
And Snowfall starts again on my son's birthday. Y'all definitely need to check out Snowfall. That's required.
Yeah.
Snowfall is required.
That's a real Freeway Rick.
Snowfall, you'll have
Freeway Rick is that guy.
Snowfall's got more entertainment in his pinky than that other shit got in his whole body. Straight up.
Look,
like 89.
you can't say that because I'm not good at explaining shows. I'm not
Daniel,
good.
it's Daniel. This ain't about you, brother. You didn't create that song. See, you know what, Daniel? That remind me of James. You ever have this happen? You've all been had significant others when your wife cooks something that's store bought, and then she's apologizing for how it tastes. You're like, baby, you didn't cook it. I'm just saying, don't buy this brand again. But if you didn't cook it, that's them. Daniel, this ain't you.
That's gonna be my goal.
it's right here.
My goal for this year.
You got a soft spot.
What'd you say, James?
You got a soft spot for it, man. It's in his left titty. It's all right.
My goal for the end of this year is to get y'all to watch it. Y'all gonna watch it when by the end of this year. I'm gonna have y'all watch it.
Like I at this point, I'm in it because
I already got one.
I did the backwards thing and it worked.
That's my goal. That's my New Year's resolution is to get all y'all to watch WandaVision.
I watched episode 1, 2. I thought it was really slow, and I stopped watching. Then I started from 5 to 4 to 3, and then I get it. You'll be watching it, Ken. Shaking your head. James, you too. Shaking your head.
Ain't nobody watching that dumb stuff, man. I'm sorry. I tried.
Man,
It's a wrap. It's like that. It's like back in the day when we were in the game. Is that chick that you gave it a shot, but her breath stank. Her breath stank. She was all right looking, and she hung out with the fine girls. That's what Marvel is. Marvel's all the fine girls. She was hanging out with them. She was all right looking, so you hollered at her, and whoo, damn girl, I'm gonna go holler. Let me go holler at Mandalorian over here. Hey, girl. That's what this show is. The breath stinks. I'm sorry. This show needs a Tic Tac.
I'm gonna have to say I agree with Daniel. If you guys just watch it, you'll get it.
Just put your things to the side and just sit there and just watch it.
There's small episodes, like 30.
Yes, yeah, there's just short episodes.
Yeah.
Why would I do that when I can go take a shit in my toilet?
Well, I'm pretty sure poop takes you 20 minutes. Just get your phone, be like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and get it.
Toilet, dude.
Yes.
I promise you, Daniel. Every time I take a shit for the rest of the that's what I'm watching WandaVision. Every time I promise you that. Every time I take a dump, I'm gonna watch some of it. I'm serious.
That actually might work.
That's my agreement with you. I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I'm gonna start from where I stopped, episode 3, and every time I gotta drop one, I'm gonna start looking at that show. But that's the only time I'm gonna watch it, okay? And we'll see if it gets.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Man, you're taking some fast shits.
Oh Lord. But any other entertainment this there was one other thing we gotta talk about. Your boy rappers. First of all, music real quick. Conway and Big Ghost, the one I sent to you, Richie and James. Conway is killing with the bars lately, man. That dude. Did you listen to it, James?
Yeah. This shit was fine.
Yeah, Conway, he's on another level right now. And it was somebody else that came out. You guys may want to check out Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack. I do like that Nipsey Hussle and Jay-Z song. I didn't have it to the rest of it yet.
That Nas is hot too.
Go ahead, James. My bad.
The Nas track. EP.
Didn't listen to that yet.
And listen to Black Thought's track. That's just hot.
Okay. Is this Hit Boy Nas or?
Yeah, it's Hit Boy Nas. This is he went hard on this one.
Oh no, but his album with Hit Boy wasn't hitting for us. So what?
No. I don't know who did the beat, but it was banging.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Black Thought was hard too. So
this situation, rappers, don't let this fool 6ix9ine. Don't talk back to him. Don't acknowledge him. Don't. He's like a zit or something. Sometimes sometimes you just gotta let it go.
He reminds me of Trump. He's a part of the Trump era. He's done.
No, he's not, because he's gonna keep on popping up places like a zit, and dudes are gonna try to pop him, but it's gonna leave a black mark. So sometimes you just gotta let them zits just go away on their own and just let them heal. So just ignore this fool, man. If you see, even if he's talking the most shit ever, just act like he doesn't exist. What y'all think of this fool trying to get himself
up in front of all our many followers? You added to.
He's gonna put himself back in jail.
Yeah.
I'm with Uncle Murder. I don't know why this dude alive and Pop Smoke in here.
I don't know how he's still alive. Yeah.
So
see, that's what I don't want, James. I don't want anybody getting locked up for even having anything to do with this dude getting killed. Just let him.
He can disappear without anyone.
Let him disappear. Let him be such a leper in society that we don't even have to kill him. Like, let him just be because that's why he's out here. He's obviously probably out of money.
These idiot kids eat it up, man. These idiot kids eat it up. They love that shit.
Oh, he's been getting a lot of views and all that crap.
I mean, the kids, they don't play,
but it's not the kids, man. It's the rappers. It's the entertainers. Like, yo, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? You need to be like Jay-Z, man. Have you like 20 people around you all times to vet that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you really need to spend your money, so you ain't getting caught up in no BS.
I don't know how he's still alive. That's all I'm saying.
He's a Fed, man.
He's the new Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yep.
You gotta work.
He wants to be. He wants to be so bad.
Yeah, he took it all back.
Academics is not Fred Hampton.
He's
Not at all.
Fred Shampton.
All right, fellas, we hitting that time mark.
All right, people. Another great week. Hopefully, y'all check out that Judas and the Black Messiah. You got 4 thumbs up from us, or 8 thumbs up, that is. Please like, subscribe, rock with us. Got any comments, throw them down there. We'll definitely answer back. If you don't like us, tell us why. It's not going to hurt our feelings. We're grown men over here. Fire Optics.